Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is GLsilux coming at you with a little pile of dead hopes and dreams right here. These are a bunch of decks that I tried to build once, and I got a good majority of the stuff I needed, but sadly, the key pieces. This is what separates me from good duelists. Don't have access to cards that were made before I got into the deck now, and I can't buy online because I just don't have the money for that. And that leads me to trading, which I don't always get what I need. Not everyone has what I need, and I don't have things that everyone else wants. So these decks were kind of just left to sit there and rot for a while, and I decided I might as well just show it to you guys. Maybe you guys would enjoy that. We'll start off with this little beauty right here. I started this when Storm of Ragnarok came out, so I missed everything that came out on Duelist Revolution, sadly. But yeah, this is my scrap deck profile. I got one Atomic Scrap Dragon. Yeah. You can tell this thing's gonna be good. Scrap Breaker, Scrap Golem, Salvage Warrior for Tex. Just does the same thing as Scrap Golem. Just reviving tuners, going for synchros. One scrap or throws. I really like this. He actually pulled him. This is what actually made me think, hey, I might as well try it. Because I'm not the kind of guy that pulls secret rares. 3 scrap sharks. Your beaters. They can get over a lot of things, and then they just go and kill themselves. 2 scrap kongs. Scrap kong's kind of cool. He's a set of drums. Oh yeah, that's what he was, right? Dang it! I always thought he was a set of drums. Never mind. He's a beer barrel, like a keg, a chainsaw, and a clamp type thing. I don't really know what he is, but I always loved them. I really like the artwork for scraps. They got really creative. We have your common kitchen appliance and camera. 2 of them can't be destroyed by battle, and they search out stuff. That's very nice. We got some computer cables, scrap worm. Attack directly for 500, and then search out more. Yeah, I'm a little sick right now. 2 scrap searchers. This guy just keeps relying itself back, and he's just really good. He's like a tree-born frog for this deck, but cooler. Last off, we got 1 Marauding Captain Tech. Just summon it, go for a synchro, with a tuner or an exceed now. And 2 giant rats for toolboxing. Yeah, I know. I'm such a great player. A terraforming and a Gaia power to boost them, because they're all Earth, right? Might as well. 3 pink things of scrap lube right here, sexual right there. So sexual, so naughty. 2 swords of revealing light just to stall out. This deck was honestly not made for any kind of competitive play, so it needs something to help it out. 2 scrap iron scarecrows, troll card. Before everyone started running MSTs and heavy storms and all that stuff, this was such a troll card, but now it's not, and I really like it. It's like a little, if I could make like an actual scarecrow kind of thing like this, I really would. I would love to. 1 trap hole. You can tell I really neglected this deck when I run freaking trap hole, but trap hole is an alright card. It's not the best, it's not the worst. I could be running adhesion trap hole and be a total toolbox with that, but nah, trap hole's not too terrible, especially in this kind of basic deck. And lastly, 2 scrap rages just to do some damage with the defense points. That's that. Yeah, you can kind of get the gist of what I'm doing here. We got 1 this is Gladiator-Beast. I was never able to get enough Gyzarus, the Herc, and War Chariots, and Test Tigers, which are iffy. I was never able to get those, or at least enough of them to where I could make a competitive deck, but I really wanted to. I had the thing fully built on DN. We have your Bestiari, Lucaria. I needed a second one of those. Darius needed a second one of those. Aplamus, I ran him. No one runs him anymore, except for certain people. I did have 2 Equests. That made me happy. I have actually a playset of these, so that makes me happy. And the 1 more Milo, a Samnite, I guess that's what how you would call him. You know, he's alright. He's alright. Uh, Secutor. What did he even do again? He's kind of horrible, actually. And my one test tiger, yeah. 3 proving grounds and a war chariot. I'm just now realizing I forgot to put back in some Wabakus into this deck, but normally I would run like 3 Wabakus and maybe a not threatening roar. Dang it, I forgot the name. It's the card where you like fairy box. So like, yeah, I think it's called fairy box. You like flip a coin. If it flips a certain way, your opponent's monster's attack becomes 0. So all your gladiator beast effects would go off. It was a really nice card. And lastly, this is my most basic deck of all. This is a deck if any noobs out there want to try to get into like the game, I would probably give them this deck. I've actually loaned this thing out to some friends of mine who are trying to get into the deck, and they since moved on to better things. It is generic synchrons. You know, just summon a monster, wait a turn, summon another one, and synchro. It's as basic as it gets, and it was an alright deck. 2 quick draw synchrons, a special summon, and it's just cool. Top runner, it's a level 4 tuner monster that isn't like $5, so he's cool. 2 junk synchrons, you know, just bounce back in games. You able to summon cards and then just make a good synchro. Resonators. This deck actually did run a resonator engine, but I've since lost or gave back my resonator call, whatever the searcher for these guys are. So 1 flare resonator. I really like this guy. He boosted attacks. Clock resonator. What do you do? Your stupid version of dark resonator. Force jet resonator. Let's see what stupidity did he do? Since cards and children of graveyard. He's a stupider version of Dark Resonator. That's essentially what all the Resonators really are. They're stupider versions of other Resonators. We got, might as well just put them all together, a playset of Barrier Resonators. This helps in what I said earlier. You summon a monster, wait a turn, and then summon another one. This card allows you to... This card is the least stupid of all the Dark Resonators wannabes, because he just protects your monsters. He's like a Tuner's Barrier, but hand trap form. Next up, we got 1 Man-Eater Bug. You know, he's just cool. Snowman Eaters are, of course, better, but, you know, he's cool. Look at him. He's a bug that eats man. He's cool. And he's level 2, so he's searchable with a Junk Synchron. The obligatory playset of Quibbled Hedgehogs, you know, they're cute. These guys used to be all the rage back in my day. And then Exceeds and everything. Oh well. They had their moments. They really did. I remember in my group, we all had our own little variant synchro decks, and almost all of us ran playsets of these, if not doubles. 1 Tech Noisy Gnat, another target for Junk Synchron. I'm actually realizing that I really should be running a 3rd Junk Synchron, because I remember that was like the big point of this deck. But yeah, Noisy Gnat, he's cool, level modulation, and level 2. 1 Krebons. This guy was like the best tuner back in his heyday when it like first came out. Him and Gale just abused for days. 1 Extra Veiler, you know, because Effect Veiler is just too mainstream. You need Extra Veiler for that extra amounts of veiling. Yeah, he stops effect damage and it's a free special summon. That's all he does. Playset of Cosmic Compasses. You know, he's alright. He's a dandelion baby form kind of thing. Doppel Warrior would be better, but you know, this guy's cool. He's cool. Not really. 2 Turbo Synchrons and Needle Soldier. Get my synchros piercing. Sunny Pixie. I used to love this guy. I used to have a Ancient Fairy Dragon deck, and you know, it's pretty much just a carbon copy Luna deck, but this guy was just amazing in it. And last but not least, a turbo booster. Yeah, I don't even remember what you do. Wow, this guy's stupid. He's a free special summon, and he is capable of destroying cards on the field. Burden of the Mighty. This is the only card that makes this deck even playable. I need to find my other copies of this card. I think I gave them to a friend of mine. But yeah, Burden of the Mighty. It makes bad decks playable. It really does. One Synchro Blast Wave. I used to play this card in almost all my decks. I might actually pick it back up in my Dragoon here, just because it would actually be extremely live. But sadly, there's just better cards now, like Fissure. That's kind of better. Do you hit face downs? It does hit face downs. I might look into this now. Now that I think about it. I think a friend of mine has a super rare. I don't know, but I might actually run it. And as you saw, I do run a hefty amount of tuners, and all of them are extremely low level. So you're thinking, oh my god, the deck sucks, you will never be able to summon a synchro. That's where the trap lineup comes in. You have a playset of Stronghold the Moving Fortress, double Tiki Soul, and triple Tiki Curse. As you can tell, I have misplaced my third Tiki Soul. But yeah, this guy. You summon him, you stall out for a little bit, and then you try to make a synchro. You set these, summon it, and then just set on him next turn. Summon it, like flip it, and then summon a tuner, synchro for a low level like 6 or 5. And lastly, an urgent tuning. If you can believe it or not, my friends, what we thought urgent tuning did is, like, you have it set, right? You can activate this at any time after you set it, of course. You activate it. You send. This is what you did with urgent tuning. You send from your deck. Don't use the ones on the field. From your deck. You send, let's say I'm going for something. You send a Quibble Hedgehog and a Flare Resonator, and then you summon a level 5 monster. That's what we thought this card did. Like, you search from your deck. That's how much of toolboxes we were before we became more advanced players. And it's just, like, I would love it if Urgent Tuning actually did that. Like if they, like, made a new card that lets you do that. That would just be amazing. But yeah, it's just, oh my god. Just looking back now, the amount of brokenness that would actually be, every deck would have Future Fusion. Every deck. Oh well. But yeah, guys, this was my little Here Lies Lewis's Hopes and Dreams. I'll see you guys later. Later, guys. Love you.